Alright, on this episode we're going to be diving into another offering from the ROG Outdoor Gear people. It's their Mojave 3-season Underquilt.
Well, hi guys. Yeah, I know it's been a while and I do apologize, but you know, with this pandemic stuff going on, everything is closed down and there's just no way I can get these things out and run them through their paces. And yes, I do take them out and run them through the paces. When I do the videos, they're done here on at home on the patio because I have a controlled environment that I can do it in. I'm not there in the woods and stuff. I tend to get sidetracked and nothing gets done, nothing works. So we do it here at home, but I do get them out. And also, I haven't received much in the way of offerings. What I have received have been stuff that we would just be rehashing, and I don't want to be doing that. They've put different names on the product, but it was the same product that we've seen many, many times. I think probably the best thing I've had offered to me is a 6-man camping tent. And, you know, I'm not a tent guy, but I know about a tent. And maybe some of you guys are interested in it. If you're interested in the tent thing, let me know, and I will see if I can get a hold of one again from the people that offered it. But, you know, I'm not going to go there unless I have to. Anyhow, in the last video, I had told you I was going to be getting an underquilt, a Mojave underquilt from ROG Outdoor Gear's review that William had offered to send one out to me. And he finally did get one out to me. And I do want to thank him for sending it, so I have it to share with you. They've had a tough year over there, just like everybody else is having a tough time. But he's getting everything back together and stuff, and things should be running smoothly again very shortly. This particular underquilt is a full synthetic quilt, which keeps the prices down on them. It is 77 inches long and 44 inches wide, weighs in at 2.6 pounds. Yes, it is a little heavy, and it's not basically meant for the guys out there doing the hiking, and he even told me that. It's heavy, and a lot of guys aren't going to like it. My experience is that the percentage of people that are hiking is not it's not like that everybody's hiking and wants lightweight stuff out there, myself included. I mean, we base camp or we car camp when we go out and such, and then we just kind of wander around from there. To me, carrying a 2.6 pound underquilt is not a problem, not an issue at all, and a lot of you guys are that way too. Sometimes it's money. If you don't have a lot of cash to spend on those very lightweight underquilts, you want to get something that you can keep warm with and stay comfortable, and you may have to sacrifice something else to be able to stay warm and carry something like this. So keep that in mind too. If you're just starting out and you don't have the cash to spend on the big expensive ones, for $50 or less, which is what this thing runs at, this is a good option for you. Anyhow, let's get this thing here over here on the patio, and we'll have a look at it. I'll get a hammock set up, and we'll hang it on that hammock, and we'll have a good look at what we got here. Okay, let's get into this. Underquilt comes in a compression sack that has the same material on the outside of the underquilt as we have on the sack itself. Of course, it's got its nice logo here. And this is the only place you're going to find the logo. It's not on the underquilt at all. It seems like they might have missed a little spot there for advertising. It also comes with 2 circular straps that go completely around it so that when you are cinching this thing down, you're not pulling against the material like some are. You're pulling against the straps themselves. There's a handle on the bottom of it for removal of the thing. And a bright orange, and I don't know why they did this, a bright orange pull cord here. However, I'll tell you, when this thing's sitting down someplace and you want to pack it up, you can find it real easily. Also, the label is actually an instruction manual. Very fine print. I mean, very, very fine print. So if you're having trouble reading or something, make sure you get your glasses or your magnifying glass. But the instructions are all right in there. Now let's open this thing up. Yeah, of course you just grab your, and out it comes. It is a nice size unit. Like I said, it's 77 inches long, 44 wide. On each end, you're going to find 2 cords, and I'll explain what those cords are in a little bit. As for setting this thing up, it's a piece of cake. On this end here, we're just going to go to the beaner and pop it in. And let's turn you around so you can see what's going on the other end. We're going to do the same thing over here. Now I've set these so that the beaner itself, I'll show you this right there, that the gate is down so that I can just come right up underneath rather than having to go up and over and try to get it. It comes right up underneath here. Pick your hammock up, drop it in. Now, let's go up to this end here. There are a couple adjustments on it. One is this adjustment here where you're going to basically pull it up the length of this cord, and you can see it moves back and forth. And you can adjust it so that you can pull it this way, that way, get the other one sort of like so based on the way you lie in here. The next adjustment is right down here. And you just pull this up, cinch it in, lock your cord in like that. Once you've got this thing set up, you won't have to really do all this stuff again in the future if you're using it on the same hammock. On this particular hammock, we have this little buckle here to catch it in. That'll catch this portion of it there. And you'll have this little toggle, and the toggle actually just goes through here. And it's locked in place. Now you've got 4 of these toggles, 2 on each of the inner sides, and then on the buckles I just showed you at the ends there, you get 2 of those on each side, so a total of 8 of them. Alright, it's time to get into the build quality of this thing and what it's made of. Got a little tag on here that indicates just what is in here. This is name Underquilt, size 196 by 112 centimeters. The shell is a 190T polyester. The lining, which is the inner side here, is a 190T polyester pongee. Now, I don't really know what pongee means, and I'm sure a lot of you guys don't, but if anybody does, please share with us what it actually means. The best I could come up with off of Google was that it is a finer thread that is weaved tighter. So that's the best I could come out with it. The filling is a hollow fiber, which is something we've seen most of these economy hammock underquilts have in it, and it is made in China. The company, though, is an American company and designed in America. It's got a diamond pattern ripstop on it. It's got a channel which runs the full length of the hammock on both sides, and in that channel we have 1 cord here, and it runs all the way around. You can see it starts here, worked its way all the way around, back and up through here and back to this point here, which means that this whole thing is just sliding on it. Let me show you here. It's free flowing. Okay, this is the thing that keeps us in a position where it keeps us up where we want it to be. Okay, the little yellow goodie here is exactly the same thing as those black things we see that are on tie-outs and what have you, and just slip it in, and it comes around. Now up here, the way it goes up here, around, and over here to the other side. So which means it's free floating here too. So when you adjust one side here, the other side is going to neutralize. As I was telling you earlier, you can adjust them this way and like so. Let me show you what you can do to make sure that you can do that. On this end here, what I've done is I've taken this and got it halfway. I've taken this lower one here, which is attached to the yellow adjusters, and about halfway I just tie a little knot in it, okay, leaving a loop that I now push over the carabiner. This will keep this thing from slipping around like so, and it'll allow you to make those adjustments whichever way you want to do it. The threading on it and sewing is impeccable. I could not find a problem with it anywhere. It is really well sewn. We don't have any problems with what I see in a lot of these budget items with this, because it's folded over here, it's hemmed over. I don't see it coming out like it does on a lot of them. The toggle down here is a plastic toggle, but it is on an elasticated cord here. Up on the other end here, there is no cord on this. It's just what's on the buckle here. Now, if you have a hammock that is not this particular design with this stuff on it, don't worry about it. Just leave it disconnected. You don't really need to worry about it. This is kind of a nice addition to have, but other than that, it's really not needed. And same with this. If you don't want to hook it up, don't hook it up. Now, looking at it, it looks like the hammock itself is buried deep down in it, and like this underquilt comes way up. But keep in mind, when you get in this thing, you're going to be spreading it. And as you spread it, you can see what's going to happen. The hammock's going to come right up. And it generally shows us, and I'm going to show it in reverse. Pretend this is a hammock, and this is the underquilt. When I'm inside it, it's about like that, all the way across, all the way down the side. So we basically have this underquilt that sticks up about 2 to 3 inches above the hammock. So there's never a problem with this thing coming down under and giving you cold spots. Although I will say this, I did sleep in it one night, and it got down to the mid-40s, and this is a 45-degree hammock. And I could feel some chill. I could feel chills on my back. And it only happened when I moved, and when I stopped moving and settled in, the chill went away. Now, most of us who deal with this stuff know that that means that we've got an air leak someplace. And I did find air leak, and I will explain that a little bit later in the video here, what I did to correct that condition too. Nothing big, nothing major. It's just something that you would expect to have to do on any quilt that you're dealing with. We have the baffles here, and I think there's like 5 of these here. And here's one thing I did want to point out to you. You guys are going to want to know. It's sewn vertically, or horizontally rather, but it is sewn completely through. Not the best choice of design, but to be quite frank with you, I didn't experience any issues of air intrusion through there and what have you. I would like to have seen that to have the material sewn to the inner insulation, and then just have that inner one like lay in there without being attached to anything. But they chose to do it that way, and you know, it works fine. The loft on it is fairly nice. I gotta say it lofts about that much inside here. All in all, it's a pretty nice setup. I'm pretty pleased with it. It is an economy hammock underquilt. It runs for under $50. So you gotta give and take a little bit, but there's not much give in this. It's pretty much everything you need is there. Now, I'm going to show you a comparison of this thing packed down tightly, because I know some of you guys are going to know how small it gets. I'll be showing you a clip I'll insert here with it packed down tightly, and then I'm going to compare it to the Sabito, and then we'll take the two of them, we'll spread them out, and you have a look at those two spread out, and get an idea of just the kind of real estate this thing really does have in it, and such. And also, one other thing, stick around to the end of the video here, because there's an announcement I have that came from the guys that you guys might be interested in. You know, Ridge Outdoors is always doing something, always improving, and always looking for something new to give you. And they've got a couple things I think you guys are going to like. Okay, when it comes time to pack this thing down, it packs down very nicely. It's not the smallest at all, but it does pack down well enough that you can handle this quite easily in your backpack or hang it on the back of the backpack. Comparing it to the Subito, which is basically the clone of the One Tigris single, you can see it's fairly close. It's a bit smaller than the Mojave, but give me the choice. I think I want to take the Mojave. All right, have a look at these two. The one on the left is the Mojave. The one on the right is the Subito clone. Look at the difference from the area covered. The reason I'm showing these things is this particular one over here is right now this along with the One Tigris single is the economy leader right now that everybody can buy and get started with. The one on the left here is ballpark same price, maybe a little less than the One Tigris, so just a touch more than the Subito would be. But look at the coverage difference. You got a lot more coverage on this one here than you do with that one there. And for my liking, I want this. Not that this is a bad underquilt. I've used it quite a few times and I've enjoyed it, but you just can't get that proper lay in it. And up around the shoulder areas down in here, you're not going to get the coverage you need. As you recall, I was talking earlier about how I was getting a bit of a chill down the middle of my back. It wasn't much, but it was enough to be a little uncomfortable. And this is actually the results of the repair that I did to keep that from happening. Basically, this thing tends to open up and such. So what I've done is I just tied a little slip knot in there to hold that in place so this doesn't undo. Now let me show you how easy it opens. Now watch, I push on this thing. And that was just with my hand with just a little bit of pressure. Imagine what it's like if you had your shoulders right here, because where my head and shoulders were. Sounds like a shampoo, don't it? Anyhow, the thing was being pushed down by just the weight of my body on it, and it was opening up. Of course, middle of the night, I figured I had it tightened up and it wasn't going to give me any trouble, but woke up in the morning and had a look at it, and there it was. So I'm going to probably change this to a doubled one that has separate cavities for the string to go through. I do have some of those in my stock, so I'll take a look at that and put those in and try it. But in the meantime, just take and tie it in if you don't need to replace it, just tie a slip knot in that thing and you're ready to go. I'll find out tonight though. I'm going to sleep in this thing again, and I'll let you know if it works. Well, I slept in this last night, and a good surprise. The temperatures have normally been in the 40s, the mid to higher 40s for the last week or so. Last night it was down to 39 degrees. And I'm here to tell you, I didn't feel the chill that I was feeling earlier. This is my top quilt type thing. But I didn't feel the chill at all. It wasn't toasty and warm like I really like it to be, but it was comfortable. I was quite comfortable, and I made it through the evening without any problems whatsoever. And it was a wet kind of 39 degrees. All this stuff on the outside was just soaking wet with dew and what have you. Inside, of course, was nice and dry and warm and comfortable. So 39 degrees, that's impressive. All right, let's have a look at this on another type of hammock. This is the hammock that I like to call a coffin box hammock. It's got the spreader bars. When you're inside it, you feel like you're in a box, okay? Unlike the hammocks I've been showing you already for this, the one I like to call the orange slice because it's shaped like an orange slice. But it'll fit virtually any other hammock that I know of, with the exception possibly the bridge hammocks. And I'd like to try a bridge hammock. I don't have one, so this is about as far the opposite direction as I could go. But you can see it'll fit a lot of hammocks. And if you've got a hammock and you're looking for an underquilt that's reasonably priced that is really an underquilt, this is a good option for you guys. Well, there you have it, guys. Not bad for the price, is it? I do want to preface this by saying that this has not been tested in the sense that I would want to call this a review, more of a preview. A couple nights sleeping out in this thing, and a couple afternoons hanging out in the backyard with it definitely are not going to qualify for a review. So I will be following up a few months down the road once I can get some time out there in the woods with it and such. But, you know, I wanted to get this out to you now because it is going to be coming available again. It's not available right now. They sold all of them out. And they're going to be coming out sometime in March, which is now. This month, it's the 1st of March today. So it will be coming out very, very soon on Amazon. For you folks over in the UK and Europe and what have you, they presently can't sell anything over there to you folks. But when I was talking with the people at ROG Outdoor Gear, they were telling me that they're working on it. They've been working on it, trying to set things up so they make this stuff available to you too. So this stuff's coming. All right, it's coming. The quality of this thing, you can see when I was showing you what it was, how it was put together. It's put together quite well, well thought out, very, very easy to set up, especially for you guys that are newbies in this hobby. When you get started, you don't want to have something that's going to have a ton of suspension tricks you need to do to it. You get this thing set up the first time. Once you get set up, if it's on the same hammock, it's going to be the same every time. You might have to dial in just a little bit, tweak it in some, but generally it's going to be very, very easy. This is probably one of the easiest ones to set up once you've got it done the first time around. Now, I did want to bring up a matter of future offerings by this company. People at ROG Outdoors tell me they've got a couple things coming. One of them is going to be an improvement on an existing product, and the other one's going to be a new product. The improvement's going to be on the Pinnacle hammock, as if they could make it any better, guys. They're coming out with one that's called the Pinnacle 365. The difference between it and the 360 is that instead of having the top cover, which you just hang on it and buckle in places, they're going to have one that zips in. Now, will it be interchangeable with this? I have no idea. I probably should have asked William that when I talked to him last time, but I didn't. And I'll try to get that information by the time I do the follow-up on this. But it's going to be coming out here fairly soon. They're expecting it to come out fairly soon, probably around the fall of this year, I think it's going to be. Now, the other one they're going to have is one of these. It's going to be a lightweight version. It's going to be meant and aimed at the guys out there who are hiking the trails. When I first met these people and talked with them quite a while ago, they were thinking about that. They're still working on designing it, trying to get it so they can get it out there for you people at a reasonable price with high quality, and that will do the job. That is projected to be brought out in at the HangCon in 2022 in Florida. So you guys can be attending that HangCon. You might want to hold off if you're thinking of buying something and take a look what they got. I know they give you good discounts out there when they're selling them at the HangCon. So keep an eye out for that when you're out there. But that should be late February, I think it is, of 2022. And I would imagine shortly thereafter, we'll see it on Amazon. You can also purchase directly from their site. And I will be leaving links below to their site. And I'm going to leave a link below to the Amazon storefront because there really isn't a direct link to this at this point in time. But you pop on in there every so often and keep an eye out for it. The price they're selling this thing for, it's worth the wait. And we're only talking a couple, 3 weeks or so probably. Anyhow, thanks for dropping by. And hopefully I'll get some more videos out here soon. I got some ideas of what I want to try to do to try to fill the time. There's just nothing out there for me right now that I'm interested in reviewing, and nothing that I don't think you people would want. I don't want to waste your time here. Okay, guys? I'll catch you next time around.